You know, we're standing on the edge of something absolutely massive. A paradigm shift so profound it's hard to wrap your head around. It's not just about telling our machines what to do anymore, it's about them starting to think, to learn, and to surprise us in ways we never ever could have predicted. This this is the dawn of a whole new age. And let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't some far-off, distant future. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now, as we speak. This is our reality. For as long as we've had computers, really, our relationship with them has been pretty simple. Command and control. We were the puppet masters. We wrote the rules. We defined all the logic. But that's all changing. We're actually starting to move beyond the limits of what we can even tell them to do. So, to really get a grip on where we are now, you got to look at where we've come from. It all started with what you could call software supremacy, right? Every single thing a computer did, it was because a human meticulously wrote the code for it, step by step. Then we moved into geometric intelligence. This is where deep learning came in, and suddenly models could spot patterns in massive amounts of data all on their own. But now we're stepping into something else entirely. A third age, and trust me, it's way more revolutionary. The age of emergent intelligence. Look, those old models, they were incredibly powerful, don't get me wrong, but they hit a wall, a hard wall. Because when you threw the real world at them, all its chaos, all its beautiful, messy complexity, things like predicting market crashes or trying to model climate change, well, our ability to write all the rules in advance just fell apart. It wasn't enough. Our own creations were literally bounded by the limits of our own foresight. So, if our way of programming things has hit its ceiling, what's next? Where do we go from here? Well, the answer, funnily enough, isn't found in writing even more complicated code. It's found in something that actually grows out of simplicity. And that brings us to the absolute core question of our time. Maybe the biggest question we face. How? How can a system think beyond its own code? How is it even possible for a machine to come up with an idea that no human being ever explicitly programmed into it? The answer has a name, emergent intelligence. And here's the key thing to get. It's not a top-down command. No one's in charge. It's a bottom-up thing, a phenomenon where all this complex, seemingly intelligent behavior just arises from a bunch of simple parts interacting with each other. And this idea, it's not new at all. In fact, it's literally everywhere in nature. Just think about an ant colony. Is there a queen ant with a tiny headset giving out orders? No way. It's just thousands of ants following a few simple rules. And from that, you get the incredible, complex intelligence of the whole colony. Same thing with a flock of birds turning on a dime. Or even, get this, the neurons firing in your own brain to create your thoughts right now. That's emergence. Okay, so that same natural phenomenon, it's happening right now, inside our most advanced AI systems. And the place we're seeing it most clearly, most powerfully, is in today's large language models. And the difference here is just staggering. A programmed ability, that's just fetching information it already has. But an emergent ability, that's creating something brand new, out of thin air. This isn't about these models just getting better at the tasks we gave them. No, this is about them doing things we never told them to do in the first place. You know, maybe the best way to think about it is this. It's like teaching a child to read. We don't install a debate module in their brain, right? We expose them to language, millions and millions of words and stories. And out of all that raw input, something amazing happens. The ability to create, to reason, to argue a point, it just emerges. That is exactly what we're seeing inside these AI models. And we have proof. We're seeing real signs of this. Things like zero-shot learning. That's when an AI can pull off a task it was never, ever specifically trained for. Or chain of thought reasoning, where it actually thinks step by step to solve a hard problem. And then there's cross-modal understanding. It's connecting ideas between text and images and sound without us ever drawing the lines for it. These aren't just clever features on a list. These are signs that a new kind of cognition is literally being born. So what does this all mean? Well, it changes everything. Our whole relationship with machines is being turned on its head. We are leaving behind the age where they were just tools that we controlled. And we're entering a new one, an age of partners that we have to learn to collaborate with. And this shift forces us to ask some really tough, really practical questions right now. Like, if a machine comes up with a brilliant new idea, who owns it? What happens to things like intellectual property when the inventor isn't even human? And how are we supposed to work with systems when we can't always predict what they're going to do? How do we train the next generation of engineers to build and manage something that can surprise us? Sometimes in good ways, sometimes not so good. And here's the big one. How on earth do we regulate an intelligence that can evolve beyond its original design? How can our laws, our governments possibly keep pace with something that's constantly changing and growing all on its own?
Listen, these are not some abstract questions for a philosophy class. These are the real defining challenges of our new frontier, and we have to face them now.
You see, we are the ones guiding this transition. Every one of us, whether you're a tech developer, a policymaker, or just a citizen. The responsibility is on our shoulders. We have to approach this new intelligence not with arrogance, thinking we have all the answers, but with wisdom, with humility, and with a real vision for the kind of future we want to build with it. Because at the end of the day, we have to be honest about the stakes here. They are unbelievably high. We are not just building a better piece of software. We are building a new kind of mind, a mind that could, one day, force us to rethink everything we thought we knew about our own place in the universe. This exploration is based on the groundbreaking work of Marcel Masaga. If you want to keep diving into the future of AI, make sure you subscribe